Archana-siddhi, please unmute yourself because this is coming at you. This is a little on the heavy side. It's really worthwhile to hear, though. I was raised in a domestic violence environment and have gone through emotional, physical, and sexual abuse. I have a beautiful life now, but the thoughts and memories constantly interfere with my trust in relationships, in my relationship with my husband and my emotions. How can I deal with this and still be a loving, caring, and balanced wife and mother? Should I break my relationship with my father from where these thoughts and emotions emerge? I'm a bit stuck and want to understand the Shastric perspective. Thank you so much for that question.
Yes, and really so many, unfortunately, in this day and age, there's just so many cases of devotees coming from, I mean, they say conservatively 1 out of 3 girls have been sexually abused by the time they're 18, and 1 out of 5 boys have been sexually abused. So that's very conservative. That's what's reported. So, and then you add physical violence, you add all those other things, and we can almost think that probably one out of 2 people are coming into marriage with some pretty intense trauma that they're dealing with. And we do bring it into our relationship because these memories are stored in the part of the brain, the amygdala, which is the unconscious brain. And no matter how much, we can, the logic part of the brain can understand that these are irrational feelings or not, that we still have a very reactive emotional component going on. So there are treatments, counseling, there's a lot of things that have, aside from your spiritual practice, of course, is first and foremost, but it's hard to do spiritual practice for a lot of people who have been through trauma, that they need to clear that out enough to be able to focus in on their spiritual practices. So, I've been a counselor now for 30 years, psychotherapist, working with devotees in different capacities and non-devotees as well. I worked in a community mental health center for 12 years. And there's been, a lot of advances in understanding techniques that can be helpful for trauma. So I encourage you to get some outside help from someone who's, particularly someone who specializes in trauma. And I wouldn't even say that it has to be a devotee, just because it's hard to, there's not enough devotee therapists. I'm very happy to see some of the young people, the second generation going in, studying in that field. My daughter-in-law is just, she's now doing, getting her hours. She just finished her degree last year. And so I'm just really thrilled to see a lot of the young devotees going into these fields. But I can say that there's a lot of good therapists out there that can be very helpful with dealing with these kinds of things. They don't necessarily have to be a devotee, because counselors, if they're really trained properly, they're non-judgmental and they're able to just meet the client where they're at, and they could offer a lot of help. So that would be my answer to that question.
Thank you.